Hi, my name is James Mealy. I'm from a business called The Meat Room in Kilmore East, Victoria, Australia. And today we're going to be making our signature dish, porchetta. It's important to us where we source our ingredients. Now, the Murray River salt is obviously from the Murray River in Australia. We have herb mix here, which is all from our garden. Garlic, which is homegrown, so from last season we have that there. And of course some crushed black pepper. So the first step of making porchetta is having good dry skin. And you can sort of see we're going to start scoring it with our knife. Now, some people use a Stanley knife. There's no right or wrongs, as long as it's a good sharp tip, not putting the knife all the way through the skin, probably a good 2 or 3 mil, and just going through there. And just sort of see just nice even lines. So we want this to crackle up as best we can. Now that we've scored the pork, we need to flip it over and get the seasoning into it. We're going to use our spikes. Now, the reason we're using the spikes here is to penetrate the seasoning into it rather than just laying it on top. It's important to get those flavours through. Not all the way through the skin, obviously, just keeping it nice at a nice depth. Okay, now that we've prepared our loin, we're going to season it. Now, like I said, we're starting with our Murray River salt. And with the salt, you can be quite generous with it. It works, it's not going to become too salty if you go a little bit overboard. Just making sure you get a good cover of salt in there. Next is our pepper. Sparingly, don't go overboard. There's not as much salt. Decent pinch of pepper there. Our rosemary. This is nothing better when it comes fresh from the garden. You can sort of see a great colour there. And garlic. And once again, straight from the garden. So now that we've seasoned it, we're actually going to massage that seasoning into the meat. So just give me a rub in there. Just make sure, like all those holes that we've just put in, that the seasoning actually gets into there. So just very simple. You can sort of see where the holes are. It's covering, making sure it's all covered. And now we're ready to roll our porchetta. So just bringing it over to the side there, as even as possible, and having it ready to go. So we've got our string. Personally, like to put a tie into the centre, and then a tie at each end, just to keep it balanced. So it's a very simple butcher's knot. And just pulling that up nice and tight, and just tying that off there. Now that it's rolled, we're going to be putting it into our oven. We'll cut it in half first. So now we're going to prepare our skin for the porchetta, and we get some olive oil. I'm going to drizzle that over. So a healthy drizzling of it. There's no right or wrong. For me, this works for us. So getting that smothered on there, a good coating there, and again our Murray River salt. Just getting that in, rubbing that in, massaging it in. It'll open up pores, I guess, for the crackling. And now we're ready for the Unox oven. Right, now that we've completed cooking, we're going to slice our porchetta. We serve it with gnocchi alla romana, our own homegrown potatoes, and a caponata from our garden. So enjoy. My name is James Mealy, and I'm a bespoke butcher.